Just tell me about the phone call that James Cameron makes to tell you, okay, so we're thinking we're definitely gonna have you back, but we're gonna have you back as your 14-year-old self.
Well, when this came up, it was 2010, and we were having lunch.
2010?
Yeah, we were having lunch before he'd written them.
Right.
We started to think about a girl who might have some relationship to Grace, and who felt more comfortable in the forest with the creatures than with people.
Right.
And that she would be a kind of different soul, an old soul. So we talked about all these things. The one thing we didn't know about was Spider, that he'd be my best friend and stuff.
Right.
So I must say when it really happened, I'm like, he's crazy, but I'll go for it,
right.
And actually,
I'm so glad you said that, because most people are like, "No, it's great." He called. I was like, "Yep, no problem." I'm glad somebody was like, "Is he crazy?"
It was me.
Yes.
And but I also remember him saying, "Look, this will be so simple for you because you're so immature. You are 14 anyway." So he knows that about me, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, the motion capture with the eyes. I mean, were you just on Instagram looking at teens? Like it was so fun and so funny to see you reacting, to see what really did feel like your face in a hardcore eye roll.
Well,
constantly.
Yes, that is her character with these obnoxious brothers. But I didn't do anything online. I did go. First of all, I remember being that age,
right,
in an excruciating way because I was this tall when I was 11. So I did want to disappear a lot of the time.
When you were 11?
When I was 11, I
Whoa.
was such a freakazoid. And in fact, my parents took me to a doctor to have my wrists. If your wrists fill in, that means you've stopped growing. Because my brother was already 6'7",
Whoa.
at the time. So they thought they'd created monsters. So luckily I had stopped. But but I did hang out at LaGuardia High School for a few classes of that age group because I wanted to hear the pitch of the voices. I didn't want to imitate a teenager and do a fake voice. Right. I wanted to find my teenager again and bring her together with Kiri. But I wanted the voice to still be my voice, but as Kiri.
Right.
And what I discovered in those classes is it's all over the place. You've got kids who sound young, you've got kids who sound like adults, who sound much more mature than I do. And so I felt the freedom to just sort of let it happen, and I would keep checking with Jim and our dialect coach, Carl Meyer, and I said, what do you think? Because I could have had a pitch pipe, and I could have just played it, and I could have done that, but they didn't want me to do that.
Well, then also you're underwater for minutes at a time.
Yes.
Well, I've been asking everybody what their clock on the counter was. What was your highest time underwater?
6.5 minutes.
6.5 minutes.
But I had augmented oxygen in my breathe up. So we all did.
What does that mean?
That means that the oxygen we breathe normally is like 30%.
Okay.
And the oxygen we got to breathe on the set was at least 50, sometimes 80, depending on what we had to do. So that day, I think, was 50. But you do learn over the months to tell that instinct to breathe, thank you for your concern, I'm fine. So you just have enough oxygen. It's just an instinct, a mammalian instinct to get you to breathe. But you can actually just get distracted by thinking of music and think I used to paint my body blue in my mind, and I'd have to do the whole body, and then I'd do a song, and then I'd do something else, and
you still got 3 minutes.
And 6.5 minutes,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. I'm going to leave you with this because to be reunited with James Cameron, Kate Winslet on this set, to be underwater again, I'm just curious what you remember about seeing Titanic for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had watched the original Titanic 1,000 times, and to see him take this amazing story and bring it to life in such a romantic way, in such a real way. I just thought it was amazing. And Kate is someone I've always admired so much. And we were so lucky to have her for Renal. Our whole cast was just sublime. And the
Really?
kids that I got to be one of, I'm just blown away by them. And Jack Champion, who plays Spider, my best friend, and my little sister, Trinity Bliss. My brothers, they were so kind to me because I did all the classes with them. I did the underwater language classes. I did all the parkour, and I think they were very generous to let this old lady sit in and make me her sister. I'm very grateful to them for that.